Alright, I'm going to do another video on the main rules itself from Apocalypse. Things I want to highlight, basically, which will be some formations I will be covering. Second, assets. But we're going to start with assets because that's a much shorter section. Apocalypse can be played anywhere from a 4x4 to as large as you can get. The largest table I played on was 16 by 8. And I was hard reaching in the middle of the table because I'm not the tallest person in the world. I'm average. Now, one thing that I do like, finest hours, but you don't always need them. Sons of the Primarch, haven't found anyone who used it. But strategic assets, starting on page 30. In normal APOC games, every player gets one. Sometimes people want to say, well, I have 2 armies and 2 warlords. Can I have 2? Whatever floats your boat, GW's flexible. It's not like they're grading you on your performance. Don't be a dick. Now, I'm going to go over my top 2 from page 1. Granted, you have Blind Barrage, Camouflage, Flank March, Minefield, Orbital Strike, Precise Coordinates, Rearm, Replacements, and Shield Generator. Me personally, my top 3 from page 1, Blind Barrage. Nothing like watching an Imperial Guard company with 4 or 5 Bane Blades and a crap ton of artillery not be able to shoot for a turn. It just drives them insane, and they shut down mentally. They mentally don't think, oh, I can drive forward, and I can go flat out and still shoot. Too bad, so sad. Flank March. Walking behind someone's backyard when they give you room is like, oh, by the way, I wanted to shoot you. Now I'm shooting you from both sides, front and back. Then, precise coordinates. The reason why I say precise coordinates is I run Tau. I've been running Tau since 2000, so 15 years of playing Tau roughly. When the Apocalypse Formation Rapid Insertion Force came out, this was a calling to me. It's like, oh look, if you kill the stealth suits, I'm not concerned because I'm not going to miss. And that'll be worthwhile. Granted, you're supposed to write down your strategic asset before the game starts. But again, once you have breaks and you accumulate points, you can spend your strategic points to buy more cards. Granted, you're hurting your score, but whatever. Supreme HQ, Trophy Killer, nice ones, but again, it goes in sections. The next page is mostly Imperial Guard, Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, Mass Slaughter, Eldar Orcs, Dark Eldar, blah blah blah. Armies I don't have. I do have some Dark Eldar, and Combat Stems is nice. Glorious Pain is wonderful. Lords of Twilight, use arcane technology. Eldar fill the dark skies with baleful gloom. Night Fight appeals. Doesn't affect Tau, so it wouldn't work on me. But Webway Assault. There's so many nasty ways to get in the game. I don't have Tyranids, I don't have Necrons. However, Darkstar Warhead, it is awesome. Has Fleshbane, ignores cover, infinite range, but you have to burn a victory point for it. Drone Network, I've used it before, not a bad one. For the greater good, Greater good is if I have extra points to burn, and I'm trying to protect key units. What it does is you use it at the end of the beginning of the enemy shooting turn, and they have to waste the closest model. So if you have the Damocles book, this is when you would use the drone network out front. Last one, Icefire Warhead, Apocalyptic Blast Ordnance 1, Haywire. It's fun, it works, doesn't always work. So that's assets. Now we're going to move on to formations. Okay. Starting with the Imperial Guard. I will do a video on the Emperor Talon's Recon Company. I do have all the models. They're not all finished. And I like it because dedicated hunters, they get outflanked, and they still have stealth formation leader. As long as you're within 12 inches of the HQ of the formation, everyone gets stealth in BS4. You can't argue with that. Emperor's Fist Tank Company. I have all the Leman Russes. They're not all painted the way I want yet, but I'll still do the video. Just a beautiful formation. 10 Leman Russes of different models. All tanks within 12 of the formation leader has BS4. Steel Phalanx. If 3 or more vehicles from the Emperor's tank shock around the same enemy, you get to roll on the Thunder Blitz chart. You can't argue with that. So yeah, I don't have the Cadian Ambush Patrol. I don't like tons of models. Continuing through, I will not do the Emperor's Wrath Artillery Company. I only have 3, and I don't have a Chimera. I don't have any of that. Nope. But I do have 3 Baneblades, and I'll cover the Steel Fury Baneblade Company. Use Outflank. Why not? I don't have any of the Marine stuff, so don't ask yet. I do have 15 Imperial Fists, but they're not painted, and I'm definitely not going to show them not painted. Just personal preference. Blood Angel formations are ungodly. If you have a Blood Angel friend or family member, get them the book. I don't have any Grey Knights. Don't have Chaos. I'll be working with people to have these armies to video the formations. Now, the game I played recently versus Orcs. I'm sorry. Orcs have some beautiful formations. My favorite is the Burner Bomber Squadron, Blazing Inferno. Why not? Bully Boys, another great formation outflank. Why not? Dread Mob, oh my god. I saw one online, it's the prettiest thing since sliced bread. Stampa, finally got to blow one up. It was a challenge. 12 whole points is nothing to laugh at. Now, my brother in Fort Worth will be playing Orcs. I'm trying to come up with 100 or 200 boys with the War Boss. I played against a similar formation from the Green Wall book. It's not worth it in Apocalypse to run 150 boys in one squad. Ties you up tactically. For the record, I should have lost that game. If he would have used this and outflanked, it would have been the War Boss plus 100 different, literally 15 squads of 10 to 20 boys in my backyard at 175 models. I can only intercept so much. He would have overwhelmed me and won the game turn 2. He didn't do it. I pull it out at the end. This is a nasty formation. To the Orc players, run it. Be a jerk about it. Experiment. Outflank. Eldar. I'm going to get 2 more and run a Cloud Strike formation. I'm working on a Farseer Council. Court of Cain will be in a couple of years down the line. Oh my god, I would love a Phantom Titan, but not on the list. Revenant Titan. I'm looking forward to a guy who has one in my shop. I want to blow it up. Sunstorm Squadron is my big Eldar project, for the simple fact that 4 fire prisms at 10 feet gives you a D weapon in the middle, strength 10 AP1, strength 9 AP1, Apocalyptic Mega Blast Lance. So it reduces all armor to 12, and I don't need much to pin. Why not? And all the firing is twin linked. Next thing I'm working on is getting 2 more Wraith Knights for the Dreamwalker squad. If you have 3 Wraith Knights, please, please, please post comments. I want to hear how they do. Other than that, I'm going to build a Wind Rider host with the other Eldar that I do have. It'll be fun. I have some Dark Eldar, and I'm building up to a Calibite Web Strike. Why? It gives you the option of Ardeal Webway Portal. When deploying formation at the start of the battle, you must set up an Ardeal Webway Portal. The Ardeal Webway Portal functions the exact same way as an activated Webway Portal, except that it uses the large blast marker and can be used by vehicles. Hello, it can be placed anywhere on the table outside of the opposing side's deployment zone. So for Christmas, you get 1 Archon. You can have 0+ units of Calibite Warriors. You need 1 minimum unit of Incubi, 2 units of Calibite Warriors, and 1 Ravager. 1+ on everything else. The formation's infantry unit must begin the game embarked in Raider and Venom transports. Why not? Especially for my friend that has 20,000 points in Dark Eldar. That would be the nastiest. Shoot 'em up, knock 'em down battle in existence. Thank you guys for watching. Again, shoot me comments, send me messages, subscribe, like the page, share with your friends, post everywhere. I'm always able to talk. And if you're wondering what the Japanese is for today, Hinsei. There's a kanji, translated, formation. Thank you and good night.